So being a low-end device, one of the big questions is performance. With a device of this caliber, it's kind of hit and miss. Some of them are great, some of them aren't. The DoubleTime ships with a 600 megahertz Qualcomm processor, and then in addition to that, you have 278 megabytes of RAM. Now, in day-to-day use, with just general tasks of using apps, checking my email, sending messages, playing games, I didn't really have too many problems. Where I really hit the most problems was whenever I had multiple apps open, whenever I was, say, switching between the web browser and the gallery, or listening to music and then trying to do something else at the same time. When running multiple apps at once, that's when I really ran into a lot of lag. If we go to the web browser, I'll show you just basically what web browsing is like. Now, this is one area where having a small display can kind of be a little bit frustrating. If we go to, I don't want to use that keyboard. If we go to phonedog.com, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so phonedog.com has loaded up, and I'm using just the stock Android web browser that comes out of the box. And you can see, because of the small display, you're going to have to be doing a lot of, zooming out, zooming in, panning around. I don't know why you're loading. I don't know what you're loading. It's already loaded. You're going to be doing a lot of panning around and zooming in. Again, it's not too big of a problem because zooming in is pretty easy. And as you can see, it's pretty smooth, pinch to zoom. Like I said, in day-to-day use, that 600 megahertz processor did a pretty good job. You can see it is kind of choppy, obviously. And I do have flash content or ads, plugins turned off right now. So for a low-end device, I think it's pretty good. But again, you can see the lag, you can see the choppiness, but scrolling really is pretty smooth. But just a lot of zooming in and panning around. Speaking of the web browser, let's go over to speed test, and I'll show you guys my results. If we can get it to load up. Okay, so here are my results. I'm testing this phone in the Dallas area. It's a 3G device. It's not 4G, not HSPA+, it's 3G only. And you can see some of my test results here. We have 700 megabits per second, 1.3, 400. So generally, I was able to get about 700 megabits per second, and then I had highs of 1.3. So 3G data speeds have been pretty good. You can see the upload speeds are okay too, but for the most part, you're going to be looking at the download speeds. But 3G speeds have been pretty good testing in the Dallas area. Again, keep in mind speeds, different things like that are going to really depend on coverage in your area, and that's going to be different for everyone. The phone, of course, supports Wi-Fi, so you can easily connect to Wi-Fi. If we move over to the back of the phone, I'll show you guys here. We have the 3 megapixel autofocus camera. This camera captures QVGA video. There is no front-facing camera. And then next to the camera, we have the speaker grill. The speaker grill, or the speaker, is actually very loud, very clear. I was very impressed with that. On top, you have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and sound quality was excellent. When I downloaded songs from the Android Music or the Google Music Store, sound quality was great. I just plugged in, a standard set of earbuds, and I got great sound quality. And then also using the speaker, sound quality was also excellent. But this is a 3 megapixel camera, and I was actually very surprised with the quality of pictures that this camera took. It does have an autofocus, which is nice. There's no dedicated camera button because you have the hinge here. But pictures were clear, they were crisp, the color saturation was great for outdoor shots. For indoor shots, the colors were kind of faded, but for outdoor shots they were great. Shots taken of images or objects close up, again, those also showed up very well. Now, whenever you zoom in, or really examine the picture, you're going to notice some graininess, lack of detail here and there. But for the most part, picture quality was great. For a 3 megapixel camera, far exceeded my expectations. So I'm definitely impressed with that. QVGA video was, of course, QVGA video resolution of 320 by 240. So it's grainy, it's choppy, the sound quality isn't that great. Don't expect too much out of that. But picture quality was still very good. far better than what I was expecting. Now back underneath the battery cover, we have the battery. The phone ships with a 1200 milliamp hour battery, and I'll give you my comments on battery life, but I'm gonna say I think I must have gotten either a defective device or a defective battery, because when the phone is just sitting there, I can sit there and watch it for 30 minutes and watch the battery drop like, 3 percentage points every 10 minutes, or even more. I had the battery at about 70%. I played a game for 2 minutes. I listened to a song. I did just a couple of different things for 5 minutes, and it immediately dropped down to 50%. Whenever I was getting ready to do the review, it was at, I believe, 50% also. And I did a couple of things, like I ran a couple of more tests and looked at the web browser again, just a couple of things to get everything set up. And it dropped down within 2 minutes, it dropped down to 10%. And so that's, again, why I have it plugged in. So battery life has been absolutely horrible. So I'm not going to give any definitive results on battery performance, because I would guess that that's not really what battery life is like. And after checking a couple of other reviews, other editors and people who have tested the phone, they're giving very different results from what I've gotten. So there it is, guys, the Samsung DoubleTime from AT&T. Would I recommend buying this? It's a fine device, it's a low-end device, so you really get what you pay for. It's $50, and performance, overall is about what you would pay, what you'd expect from a low-end device. That being said, AT&T has other devices that are the same price or cheaper, that are going to be much better in terms of performance. Phones like the HTC Status, which also has a physical keyboard, the LG Phoenix, those phones are free, and after testing out both of those phones, I can tell you that they are much better than the Samsung DoubleTime. And then you have phones like the BlackBerry Torch, the Inspire, the Samsung Focus Flash. Those are mid-range to high-end devices that are going to be so much better than this phone, and they have a special for 1 cent or $1, or maybe $50, which is the same price as this. So I would look into other options on AT&T. So check it out if you would like to at your local AT&T store. Thanks for watching this review. If you have any questions, if there's something that I left out or something else you want to know about the phone, you can send me a message on Twitter. My screen name is phonedog_Sydney. I'll also be posting my written review of the DoubleTime on phonedog.com. I'll go into more detail about a couple of things. But thanks for watching this. Keep it on phonedog.com for more news, updates, and reviews. I'm Sydney, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.